Well, we know the year of the fire horse is about change, passion, quick movement, and making new choices. I'm sorry about my hair. And yes, and that holds true for our Libra friends. Hello, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is your reading for the year of the fire horse. Hello, welcome or welcome back, everyone. My name is Debbie. This is the Mind, Body, Soul Evolution, and we are doing our reading for our Libra friends, our harmony keepers, right? The balance of power, a balance of good versus not so good. So Libra, the year of the fire horse for you is all about choosing yourself. Yeah, you're shifting from pleasing other people or people pleasing to setting boundaries and uh, sticking with them with conviction, which might be a little hard for Libra, right? Because again, Libras are our peacekeepers, and sometimes they give a little much of themselves in order to hold the peace. So, Libra, again, it's about choosing yourself and embracing your personal convictions. Like, what is it that you need? And where have you been overextending yourself? Where have you been over promising yourself that you don't need to do? Yeah, it's a big question. And you probably, though, already know the answer. So be selective, right, as to what you're committing to, Libra, and where you're focusing your energy. This is a year of high energy, fast motion, but it also can be a year of burnout. So a lot of signs we're seeing some burnout happening. So just be cautious of that. So, and take action, right? This is a really good time for you to put into play whatever plans you've been working on. This is a really good time to take action and see where they land. This is a really lucky year also for you, Libra. There's only a couple signs that are, well, the fire signs and the air signs tend to be more affected by this, of course. And there's a lot of luck coming your way, but you have to refunnel your energy, right? Again, not being so much a people pleaser, but focusing on what you need, redirecting your energy. And there's a lot, I'd be very interested to see what comes up in your cards. There's a lot of good things, a lot of luck on your side. You also have relationships transforming. Now, some will transform and grow, and some relationships are going to fall away. But this is part of the fire energy. It burns off, and the eclipse energy, right? Today's the solar eclipse and the new moon eclipse in Aquarius. It starts our eclipse season for the spring. And eclipses are meant to redirect us. So relationships that are thriving, that make you feel alive and inspired, right? They're the ones you're going to be leaning to. And the ones, some of our relationships may have already started to fall away. Are relationships that are difficult to handle. You may want to, again, redirecting your focus and your energy. Hello, Martini. This is Martini. And choosing yourself in career and relationships, right? Well, almost everything you do. Okay, you have to get down. Come on. Sorry. Sorry about that. So, again, no. Yeah, so your relationships are going to be changing, but I think everyone's relationships are changing. So again, this is a really lucky year for you. So as you redefine and refine your goals, you're going to see how things come into play. Again, make yourself your priority. You are the number one. It is focusing on you, your goals, your family, and your dreams. So Libra, let's get into it. So this is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising. If you watched any of the other videos, I've changed out a couple of the decks. I've changed out one of the tarot decks and one of the oracle decks because I just felt like I needed to. And there we go. So Libra, this is the cosmic energy. And what energies are guiding Libra in this year of the fire horse? Now, like I said, fire and air signs are probably going to love this time. This is like our element, right? It's finally, we've been on the eclipse axis of water and earth for a long time, and now we're in the air and fire. So Libra, you get to fan the flames of bringing things into reality, or you can kind of put the kibosh and blow out anything that's not working. So this is the Sun and Moon Tarot, and I still have the Light Keepers deck, and I have the Moon deck as well for Oracle cards, where I had before the Divine Guidance. I just changed a couple of things up a little bit, changing the energy. So we will pull, Libra, 6 cards from each tarot deck, and of course then the root card, and then we'll put all your cards together and just kind of see what comes out for your reading. I'm not doing these as a linear reading like normal, because life is not linear. Life is all over the place, especially with the fire horse. It can be unpredictable. So I figured I would just kind of pull the cards out and see how the story unfolds. On the root of the deck, you have the Lovers. Oh, look at that. This is Gemini energy, your fellow air sign. And you see there's a Cupid. Let me just put this deck. A Cupid at the very top. And again, your relationships are being highlighted. So you want to feed and give attention and fuel to the relationships where you feel valued and loved. And those that feel like a lot of work, maybe it's time to put some space. But again, I will pull all the cards. Your first tarot deck, all the cards came out face down. So the second deck, we'll see what happens. You have the Tower. Okay, Major Arcana. You have 2 Major Arcana cards, the Lovers and the Tower. But the Tower is aligned with eclipses, right? Eclipses are here to realign us, to set us where we need to be, to bring into our life maybe something or someone or whatever it is that we've been avoiding, and to cut out of our lives, which would be, so this is the new moon. This would be bringing things in generally, right? And the full moon, which is the full moon lunar eclipse in Leo, which will be on March 3rd, is about letting go, eclipsing things out of our lives. Okay, so you have 7 cards here, Libra. You have the Magician, making magic. You have, so far, 3 tarot cards are face up, Libra, and they are all Major Arcana. That tells me there's some major life shifts happening. Finding your strength and power and trusting yourself. Let's see what else. This is the Moon deck. We'll see what guidance you have here. I craft my core desires with certainty and ease. Card number 10. And this is a 10-year, right? 2026. 2 + 2 + 6 = 10. And you have the Magician, who is the master craftsman, right? He's the master alchemist. The Magician and Temperance, right? Creating, knowing that you have everything within you to create the life that you want. So let's pull 2 cards from the Enchanted Path. And we will see, Libra, where is this guiding you to? What information do the cards hold for our Libra friends? I'm going to turn over all the cards. We will get into your reading, and I'll decide how I'm going to read it. And now let's say the cards. Awareness. Not the first time this card has come out. Maintain awareness. Be present in every moment. Hope. And this card came out too. Hope is a beam of light in the darkness. You have the Lovers on the root of the deck, of the first deck. So that is the root of your reading. Choice, balance, harmony, and you are the sign of harmony, of harmony and balance. But this is choosing like what that feels like in your life. Okay. Okay. You have the lovers. You have the lovers. 2 of Cups, 8 of Swords, 6 of Swords, 9 of Cups. Queen of Swords, gaining King and Queen of Swords. Oh my goodness. You have a lot of Wheel of Fortune, Sagittarius. You have, okay. Okay, you have the King of Swords twice. This is about conviction and clarity. So and you have manifestation and mindfulness. Now, I will say on a personal note that I personally do not manifest underneath on during eclipses. Now, the only caveat to that would be if you were born during an eclipse, then maybe it's a good time for you to manifest, right? Because that is your birth. That is inherently part of you. But if you were not, I would back off from manifesting until after March 3rd. So have awareness and hope, right? Awareness is maintain awareness. Be present in every moment. Right? Which is probably really important because with air and fire, things can shift very quickly. There's a lot of spiraling of energy. Sometimes it can feel like a tornado energy. It can feel like a fire tornado is what I'm getting. And when these things happen, it's hard to be really present because we're present and we're also a little lost. Like, where am I going with this, right? Hope is a beam of light in the darkness. So, where do I want to go with this? You have a lot of swords, which is not surprising. You're an air sign. That's your thoughts, your intellect, your education. That is directness. That is clarity. It can come across a little bit as unemotional for some people, right? So let's dive into this. You have, I'm going to pull, oh my goodness, the Lovers, the 2 of Cups, 9 of Cups, Queen of Swords, King of Swords, Queen of Cups, King of Swords. Holy cow. A lot of partnerships. Again, you're reading your astrology for the year of the Fire Horse is around relationships. Choosing yourself and choosing the relationships that nourish you and letting the relationships that don't nourish you or that feel like they're a lot of work, letting them go. And chances are during eclipses, they will start to eclipse out anyway. So let me go back to these cards. Lovers and 2 of Cups. Do you have any other? And you have 2 of Wands. Throw the 2 of Wands in here too. That's fire energy. Emotions, intuition, water energy. The Lovers, air energy, passion, heat. You're making choices around more stable relationships. In the life that you're building now, some of you are building a new life, or some of you could actually be moving away, starting a whole new job. Although I don't have the you have the Tower here. We don't have the Fool card. So I don't think you're starting something from scratch, but you're starting something from wisdom. You're really aligning yourself to let things be a little easier. The Wheel of Fortune. Or the wheel of destiny, the Wheel of Fortune, Sagittarius energy, fire energy. You get to decide what direction you turn the wheel of life. And instead of leaving it to chance, you're kind of taking mastery over it, and you're turning it the way you want it to go, and you want it to go into a place of curiosity, of letting new passions and new excitement come in, and making aligned choices, of being calm. This card of Two of Cups is a very calming card. Just a couple colors in there, and when you look at this, they're just in a lotus flower floating in the water underneath the full moon. So I would not be surprised if the full moon on the 3rd of March brings some kind of clarity or change or ease, if it does not cut out some of the stress that you've been feeling or going through. King of Swords, Queen of Swords. King of Swords again. King of Swords twice. This is getting really, really clear. And again, when it comes to embracing your convictions and choosing yourself, you may have to make some really hard choices around work or around people, and it may come off very, very curt and unfeeling if you have to do a verbal boundary. But the thing is, you're trying to create something, or you're in the process of alchemizing, of creating. Whatever is in your core desires, whatever you have let go, or whatever you have not been, not that you let go of, but whatever it is you have not been prioritizing, you're going to start to prioritize them. And in order to, you can't do everything. So some things have to go by the wayside. And again, I craft my core desires with certainty and ease. You're tapping into your inner magician. And in the tarot, the magician reminds us we have infinite ability within us. Not only do we have our own energy for the sign, for our sun sign, and also our moon sign and our ascendant, if they are all different, we have the energies of all the other elements: earth, air, fire, and water. And it's not just those 4 elements. It's earth and air, how they go together. Earth and fire, earth and water, fire and air, water and air. So it's water and fire. It's putting all the different combinations of those elements together is what you're starting to do now, Aries, Libra. But the thing is that you have a lot of calmness. Once you get your mind onto this and you state what you need, there's a lot of calmness coming into you. You have the Tower, so we'll go ahead and address the Tower. And we'll go back to the Queen of Cups and 9 of Cups. Tower of 10 of Swords. 8 of Swords. So I don't want to use the word confusion, although that's what's coming up, but I don't feel like there's been any confusion on your part. I think there's been, Libra, a search on how to find the right words to say what you need to say to whoever it is you need to say it. How do I find the right words? I think that's what's happening here. And once you find them, you're going to feel free. You're going to feel like, oh, yes, I should have done this sooner. I should have said this before. So if you're having trouble finding the words, the Tower comes in and it disrupts. It will automatically start to shift the things that are hard to do, that are hard to let go of, and that are hard to bring in. 6 of Swords, right? You're changing your perception. Now, 6 of Swords in the traditional Rider-Waite, there are 2 people or 3 people in a boat, and they have the 6 swords, and all they have is the clothes on their back. Only So clearing out your thought system or your computer brain, right? Defragging it, I think that's what we used to call it back in the day. And only keeping the things that are necessary. Getting rid of the overload and the overwhelm. Queen of Cups, Nine of Cups. There's a lot of emotional fulfillment. Once you start to clear out the clutter and the overthinking, because you are an air sign, although Libras tend to be more balanced, you are an air sign. You can spin your thoughts. You can overthink and overanalyze. And what am I going to say? And how am I going to say this? And what do I do if this person feels this way or that way? Or do I leave this job? Or so once you get clarity, you have two kings. So it's going to take a little while. Two kings of swords. Both kings came out. And the Queen of Swords. But it's going to take a little while to gain that clarity. Once you have it, you're going to feel a sense of peace. Your Queen of Cups is going to come in and she's going to go, oh, yes, my mind is clear. Now, I can manifest. Now I can take the time and manifest and create what it is that I want. And then emotional fulfillment makes its way. Your wishes, your dreams start to come in. Once you clear out the chatter, you have the card of mindfulness here. Stay present and aware in the moment. And again, you have the card of awareness, being aware. Being aware of your needs. Queen of Pentacles. You're setting a new foundation for yourself, Libra. And this foundation might be something completely different than what you've been doing before. Especially if you're changing yourself to choosing you. Or making yourself the priority. It may feel different, but it's a new grounding. And from that grounding, again, you got the Lovers, wish fulfillment, the Nine of Cups, balance and harmony, aligned choices, creativity, certainty, magic. This is a really powerful time for you guys, for our Libra friends. So if anyone has Libra friends out there, and if they're putting space between you and them, let them. Let them. They may be trying to find the words. They're just on a new journey. They may have had a tower moment and they just don't want to talk about it, and they don't have to. Mindfulness. Being aware of yourself. Love. Libra, that is your reading for the year of the Fire Horse. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And if you would like me to break down any of these cards for you, I won't do the whole deck, but if you have a couple of cards that call to you and you say, like, this is what's going on in my life right now, how do I apply this card? Because that's a video I need to do, and how to apply this to your life. But if you have any questions, put it in the comments or reach out to my email, and I'll be happy to schedule a call with you. But until then, happy year of the Fire Horse, Libra. I send you light, I send you love.